Welcome to Raise Sensation. I'm your host, Dan, and today I'm going to be talking about the book James Bama, American Realist. Now, I did a video on the book Norm Saunders, and some people asked me for recommendations for other books on illustrators that I might recommend. This one is definitely one to look for if you're interested in these artists, these above average pulp artists, because this is wow. Wait till you see. If you're not familiar with his name, wait till you see some of this stuff. Again, this is set up like the Norm Saunders book. It's written by Brian Kane, and it starts off with a biography. And as you can see here, starts off with some of his paperbacks, but that's not where he starts. This is Harlan Ellison writes the introduction. And then here it is. This starts off with his bio. And it's nice to have these. You can see that, as with most of the guys who ended up doing some of the grittiest, craziest pulps, that's not the only thing he did. Some terrific, Norman Rockwell-esque type illustrations. So, then Popular Science, another place where a lot of these illustrators got work. And here's some, these are interior pictures for magazines. Look at that, that's great. Just amazing work. And, a lot of times the interior ones, look at they have these nice shots where they give you a slightly closer up look at some of the details on here. But I'm always amazed by his and Norm Saunders. There's a couple of these other artists that I'll, talk about their stuff. But these interior ones where they do all these small figures and they have these giant scenes are just amazing to me. A lot of paperback covers. Starts off with these military ones. And again, it's one of those things where, they are working from photographs. This isn't like, and when they're doing the work here, they do their research. They try and make these things as real as possible. And it really pays off by making these look, it really helps. Because sometimes when they fudge some of the things, like when you see a really wonky thing of a tank, even if you're not somebody who's really familiar or like really into the military stuff, when you see a really wonky drawing of a tank, it can take your mind off of it for a minute, drag you out. And this is a picture of Steve Holland. Now, Steve Holland was a model for a lot of these guys. He was justifiably famous as a model. They used him, look. I mean, he's a model. He's doing a lot of acting there with his face and with the way he's holding himself. And there is a book written just about him. It's also worth a look. You've got to be kind of into this stuff, I admit, but definitely worth, definitely worth a look if you can get it from the library. And here's here's his monster stuff. This is good. That's good. And a lot like Basil Gogos, the guy who did a lot of famous monster covers and stuff. A lot of these guys, when they're looking at these covers, you're looking at these covers. Now he's not as far out as Gogos, but who also did men's magazines, by the way. The use of colors and not doing things realistically. I wasn't even that big a Star Trek fan. I still bought this book. That's a great cover. He does great likenesses of the people. I was a huge King Kong fan. I had that book. And here, a lot of people my age remember these model kits. And, these covers he painted for them are just fantastic. And these model kits were just, I didn't have the money. I didn't have the model kits. I didn't have them all. I had, one of my neighbors had a couple of them. I remember he even had the Phantom of the Opera, which was one I was like, wow, why would you even have that? Phantom of the Opera, he's not a great monster. But great covers. Look at that. This one's titled Pop Culture. Look at that. That's great. So there's so it's saying here. So you see that they've got two different models here. They use for the use of different models with similar clothing and the same light source, as seen in the bottom photo, provided Bama with alternate solutions for his assignments. For Bama, who was an excellent draftsman, the camera was simply another compositional tool. Here's some more. Here's some movie-based ones. Gonna have those movie tie-in things. More historical ones. Steve Holland again. And now, this is really, his covers for Doc Savage, the reissues of the paperbacks. I mean, yeah, these covers sold me. The same way that I discovered Conan through Frazetta's artwork, these covers did the same for me, for Doc Savage. Just terrific artwork. Although the way he did his hair is still a mystery to me. What that's supposed to be like. It's a very strange way he did the hair, but just terrific. And it's again, it's Steve Holland who modeled for it. I think they've got every one of the Doc Savage covers that Bama did in this. So, and then here's his Western style artwork. Terrific stuff. And here he is at the end of his life, the end of his career. I shouldn't say the end of his life. That's horrible sounding. you know, after he pretty much retired from doing the covers and stuff. This is the work he did. Anyway, so there you go. You were looking for more of these books. This is a pretty terrific one. Like I said, the model kits, the paperback covers, the Doc Savage. That's some good stuff there, folks.